Hello, today we will have fun with Vagrant. Here we go. Vagrant makes the development quite easy. And how is that and why? Development environment made easy. I was dreaming for reproducible development environment because I'm working on so many different platforms and with many different development stacks. So on one machine I'm dreaming to have a lot of development environments. This can be achieved, of course, with virtual boxes or virtual machines with VMware or Oracle VirtualBox. But to have everything lightweight and easy to install, this is achievable now through Vagrant. Create and configure lightweight, reproducible, and portable development environments. Vagrant follows the idea infrastructure as code. So once you have the code, Vagrant file, this environment can be very easily reproduced. It's extremely lightweight. Set up, download and install Vagrant. This is the URL where we can find Vagrant. Download and install Vagrant, configure and start playing. That's all we have to do. See how easy it is. Vagrant init HashiCorp Precise 32 is gonna install Ubuntu 12 something Precise 32-bit version, and Vagrant app will start our virtual machine. Why I'm so excited? It's not only running the virtual machine, actually I can see how to implement the Vagrant now in my workflow. To have reproducible development stack, which includes Apache, MySQL, PHP, for example, for my Zend projects. It's quite easy. I don't have to install on the machine any more XAMPP, VAMP, or MAMP, or whatever on the Linux machines. All I have to do is just install a VirtualBox, install Vagrant, probably Git, and I can start developing. And not only on PHP, but in any other language, for example. Okay, so installation, quite easy. Download and run the executable. Download, they have different versions. Mac OS, Windows, choose the right one for your operating system and for the size of your machine. 64 bits or 32 bits. Download and run the installer. And also Vagrant has a dependency on VirtualBox. Download and install VirtualBox. VirtualBox, here it is, the download page where we can download Vagrant. And of course VirtualBox is very easy to find as well. VirtualBox Oracle, for example, if we search here in Google, we'll get there. Download and install. I have done it already, so I'm not going to repeat these steps. Download Vagrant, download virtual machine, Oracle VirtualBox. This is the default provider. And the installation is pretty simple, so I'm not gonna cover this. Okay, where do I have Vagrant? I have it in two mind maps. One of them is the front-end tools, and another one is in another mind map where I'm installing actually message passing interface, MPI. That means multiple processing, parallel computing. Okay, so in others, here I have Vagrant, and I follow the same pattern. I'm covering the installation, the Vagrant file, which is the configuration file, and should be pushed to the repository. Boxes where we can find different boxes for Vagrant, base boxes which we can use, and after that provision, install whatever we need, and some of the CLI commands. And just for the tutorial, I'm following these steps. Okay, so I'm gonna follow these steps. Install Oracle VirtualBox and quick start. Once you have Vagrant downloaded, it's very easy to start. As I said, you just run the installers. They're pretty simple. You just click next, next, next until you reach finish, and that's it with VirtualBox and with the Vagrant as well. Once you have those, you can see them here in my machine, Oracle VirtualBox, and the Vagrant you cannot see, but I'm gonna run as administrator just for any case. Even without administrator rights I can run the commands, and here I can say Vagrant minus minus help, and voila, after the installation of Vagrant we have this command on our shell. Okay, voila, Vagrant help. That's it. Let's go to my folder, which is users Stoyan. Let's create a folder, make there, for example, Vagrant. Get started. I have this folder already, so I'll say tutorial, Vagrant tutorial, change directory, Vagrant tutorial, and I'm gonna say Vagrant init. And if I say only that, the default Vagrant file will be created with the default package. Okay, but let me follow the getting started tutorial. By the way, it's extremely logical, extremely well organized, the readme file, so I just enjoy it very much. Let's go back and click on get started, and we'll follow these procedures which are described in the getting started article actually. So I'm not reinventing the wheel, I'm just recording this because for me it's easier to follow this tutorial. I can watch this doubling the speed of the video. Instead of half an hour will become 15 minutes, and I will see everything exactly the way I have done it. So I think it's better like that, at least for me. Vagrant init HashiCorp precise 32. Actually this box will be installed, which is Ubuntu 12 something. If we want to see the boxes, Vagrant file, boxes, HashiCorp, Vagrant file, I'll click here and come and see these boxes which I have here. Ubuntu Trusty 64 bits, which is very nice. HashiCorp Precise 32, a standard Ubuntu 12.04 long-term support 32-bit box. Okay, so this is what we are gonna use. This is where you can find the boxes. This looks like Crop Acrobat. Official Laravel local development. Okay, whatever. A simple Ubuntu 12.04. So let's do that. In this folder, Vagrant tutorial. Let me go here and show you what do we have in this folder. Users Stoyan Vagrant tutorial. Nothing. Now the file Vagrant file will be created. Let me go back and show you that. So installation, pretty simple. Vagrant file, which describes actually the entire code for the, it's not describing the code, but the code which describes the virtual machine, it's in the Vagrant file, and this file now is gonna be created as all other package managers, for example, do, with grunt init or gulp init or npm init, whatever. Vagrant init HashiCorp precise 32. Voila, now the Vagrant file will be created. See what it says. A Vagrant file has been placed in this directory. We are now ready to Vagrant up your first virtual environment. Please read the comment in the Vagrant file as well as documentation Vagrant app.com for more information using Vagrant. Wow, that's great, that's great. So let's take a look now. The folder, which was previously empty, the third one, finally. So here we go, the file, Vagrant file. Mode Ruby, v set Ruby, okay, obviously it's Ruby. We'll cover this file as well. This file has been created, and look at this, config VM box HashiCorp precise 32. Now we can say Vagrant app. Vagrant app, and that's all. Now I will have Ubuntu installed on this machine. Let me run the Oracle virtual machine and you'll see what happens now. I just forgot to run a virtual machine before, just to show you that there is no such virtual box. It's not, here we go. We still don't have it here. Notice those are all virtual boxes which I have installed on this virtual machine, in this virtual box, but I still don't have Vagrant. Just in a few seconds we will see here another virtual machine which is gonna run. This client, Oracle VM Virtual Manager, is gonna see now, it's gonna detect our new virtual box and it's gonna show up here. Okay, it's progressing now. So default importing base box HashiCorp precise 32, matching MAC address network address translation, checking if box HashiCorp precise 30 is up to date, setting the name, clearing the previously set network interface, adapter 1, forwarding ports 22 for SSH actually has been forwarded to 2222, adapter 1, booting virtual machine. Waiting for machine to boot, this may take a few minutes. SSH address 127.0.0.1.2.2.2. SSH username Vagrant, private key. Now we'll see in the folder that the private key has been created and I can even access the virtual machine through SSH or WinSCP or something else. Okay, Vagrant user tutorial. Okay, so I don't see it here, but I should see it here in the Oracle VirtualBox Manager. I'm surprised that I don't see it. Default virtual machine, probably I have to refresh somehow or close it and run it again. So let me run the Oracle virtual machine again, manager again, and let's see if we see this virtual machine. We don't. I'm totally surprised. We don't. Okay, let me make sure that everything works. Okay, there are some strange messages. The guest editions on this virtual machine does not match the installed version of blah 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 blah. Let me make sure I have the latest version of Oracle VirtualBox. Come on. And after that I will do SSH. Hopefully it's gonna start at 1 month. Okay, voila, we have it started, but I don't see the virtual machine. Let me try. Vagrant SSH. Let's see what happens now. Can I connect to the virtual machine, which I don't see in the VirtualBox Manager? Before I used to see it. Vagrant SSH. I suspect that something wrong happened. It reports that shared folders eventually could give me troubles. So far, so good. We'll see now. Last login Friday, September 14. Okay, I'm in ls-l. Who am I? Who am I? Vagrant. Okay. Where I am? Home Vagrant. I'm in Home Vagrant. Vagrant is my username. Okay, so let me go to the root where I am, ls-al, and the Vagrant is the shared folder. This folder, actually, the entire folder gets shared with the virtual machine. So this folder shows in the virtual machine under this name. Change directory Vagrant, for example, ls-el, and we see Vagrant, and Vagrant file here. Let me close this, so I don't need it anyway. So it's better seen. Vagrant and Vagrant file. Great. This is just cool. Okay, in order to destroy everything, to destroy the machine, I could say something like exit. First I have to exit the machine, and after that I'll say Vagrant destroy. This is one of the three possible ways to turn off the machine. One is suspend, another one is halt, and the last one is destroy. I'm destroying the virtual machine right now. So here I had machines, default, VirtualBox, And as you can see, I have a private key which is gonna be destroyed just in a few seconds. Action set name, whatever. All these things are gonna be destroyed just in a second. We won't have them anymore. Default, are you sure you want to destroy the default? Yes, of course I want to destroy the default because I'm gonna follow the tutorial. I'm gonna show different things. Vagrant file. Okay, I'm gonna even delete the vagrant file. And I will pretend that this folder is absolutely clear. It just has been created. Directory. Show me the directory. Vagrant, machines, default, VirtualBox, and there is nothing anymore. So I'm gonna remove now this file, folder which has been created while I was running Vagrant, and I even gonna remove the file, Vagrant file. But I just showed to you how to start, how to connect to the virtual machine, and how to totally destroy it. That's it. Disposable virtual machines, which are absolutely lightweight. Disposable development environment, just a dream. Okay, so let me check again. The folder is empty. Let's start over now. What if we do something else? Now I showed to you where can you find more boxes. Clear comments. Let me go back to the Orca VirtualBox. Quick start. This is what I just covered. Vagrant init, Vagrant up, Vagrant SSH, Vagrant destroy. And that's it. There is no even trace of my virtual machine, but I can reproduce this everywhere. If I push my Vagrant file to the repository and I download it, or somehow I get it, I just go to the folder where this Vagrant file is, run Vagrant up, and that's it. I'm done. Vagrant init. Okay, let's pretend now we haven't done all of this. We clear it up. We clear it up after ourselves. So let's say Vagrant init now. This time, before we said HashiCorp, and we install Ubuntu. Vagrant init. Let's see what happens. Again, the Vagrant file will be created, but this time the default machine. I will even try to up this machine. Okay, here we go. It says a Vagrant file has been placed in the directory. You are now ready to Vagrant up your first virtual environment. Please read the comment, blah blah. Okay, so let me go here. It's gonna say, okay, config VirtualBox base. Notice, only this is the difference now. Let me try to up this machine. I will say Vagrant up. Vagrant up. Nothing's gonna happen. As I said, let's pretend that we are just doing this thing, bringing machine default up with VirtualBox provider. Before I have been able to see here the running VirtualBox from Vagrant. I don't know, I don't see it now. Box. An error occurred while downloading the remote file. Type error message. The error message, if any, is reproduced by below. Please, blah blah. Could not open user's toy and Vagrant tutorials. Base. Yeah, of course. Let me look. The folder again has been created, but this time is empty. Okay, so now in order to use a virtual machine, we have to download a box. Downloading the box becomes like it's like Vagrant Halt, and you have to say the box. What box do you want? Vagrant init project step boxes. How can we download the box, and how can we download it? Vagrant box HashiCorp. This is what we have to execute. Vagrant box act HashiCorp precise, or whatever other box we want. This box is not gonna be installed right now in the folder. It's just downloaded and installed somewhere in the cache. It's ready, so once you install a box, it's ready on your machine. It doesn't get downloaded if it's not updated again, so we save traffic. Vagrant box add HashiCorp precise 32. The box which otherwise we just downloaded behind the scene and installed. I'm showing how to download explicitly. Okay, name HashiCorp precise virtual. Now if you look at the configuration file, you see that we don't have the right box here, so we have to comment this line and say HashiCorp precise 32 because this is the name of the box. Okay, boxes, using box, vagrant file, vagrant config vim HashiCorp precise 32. This vagrant file is cluttered by comments, so it's not quite clear, but those are the most important comments. Vagrant config to do config. The first one, config virtual machine box. Okay, now I can up my virtual machine. I will say vagrant up. And I'm gonna even try to connect probably with WinSCP or another client, PUTTY probably, just for fun. Most important thing, forwarding ports 22 to 2222 adapter 1, booting virtual machine, so SSH address 127.2222. Okay, this is what I'm gonna put on WinSCP, and of course probably I have to convert the private key to Windows format, and after that PPK, and after that I will be able to WinSCP to connect with the WinSCP to my virtual machine. Right now it's very easy to connect, just Vagrant SSH and that's it. Okay, guest address 42 blah blah. Okay, let me take a look again. I'm just hoping that at one moment I will see it. I hope it's not in the virtual machine player, in the VMware player, because the default no, it's not here. Before I have been able to see it. I'm 100% sure in that. Okay, let me try again, just for fun. Right now we are playing. I'm so excited to use this Vagrant project. It's just incredible. I can see, I can envision how to implement in my workflow. No, still, I don't see it. Settings, new machine, refresh, start, show lock, create shortcut, sort. That's quite interesting. Why I have been able to see it before. Vagrant SSH, and I will be in now. I'm in ls-al. Who am I? Where I am? Okay, so all these things, sudo change directory ls-al change directory vagrant. This is the shared folder. Whatever I have in the vagrant folder, which I can see from my operating system, I see it in the VirtualBox in the guest machine. Okay, Vagrant machines default VirtualBox. Let me try just for fun with WinSCP. WinSCP. Oops. Come on, find it. Okay, run WinSCP. I know where it should be and how the thing should look like. So it's SFTP. Okay, let me leave it like that. 217.0.0.1. The port is 4 times 2. Username advanced. Actually, I want to authenticate, allow agent forwarding. Private key file. Let me try this. It's in PPK. I have to convert mine, I believe. So PPK PEM key. Let me try to find it. On C users, Stoyan, Vagrant tutorial, Vagrant machines, default, VirtualBox, and I don't see anything. So all files, here we go. This is the private key. I definitely have to convert it. Let me try to open it. Private key file, C user, blah 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 blah. contains key in OpenSSH SSH2 format with WinSCP supports only PUTTY format. You can use PUTTY again tool to convert your private key. Okay. Successfully imported foreign key OpenSSH2 private key. To use this key with PUTTY you need to use the save private key command. Okay, let's see. Now PUTTY, this generator, I'll say save a private key. This is a private key. I'm not gonna put password. Are you sure you want to save this key without a password? Yes, I don't want a passphrase. And where do I want to save it? User Stoyan Vagrant tutorial Vagrant machines default virtual boxes, and I'm gonna say private key dot ppk. Save it. Okay, it's saved already. It's saved. Thank you. Thank you. So let's find it now. ppk open. Okay. Login. Let me try and see what happens now. Connection to host. No password. There is no password. There is no password. Access denied. Why? Remember password. Access denied. Okay, that's it. Server refuse our key authentication. Okay, so I'll try again, but not right now. Let's do something more fun now if this doesn't work. So what can we do now? What is the next in my list? Up and SSH, Vagrant SSH, Vagrant destroy sync folders. I showed to you already what is the folder which is shared. Actually this is Vagrant folder. I just can envision this having a public. In this folder, for example, I can run the composer and install Zend project. In Zend project we have one folder which is called public, which is supposed to be the document root of the server, and after that I just publish this folder and that's it. Here I will keep the Vagrant file. Okay, so let's assume this is a public folder. This file public, this file should be and will be shared with the guys which are accessing the server. Public, this is the document root. I'm gonna delete it right now. Vagrant file. Okay. Provisioning. So now right now our machine is running but is not doing too much, so it's not such a big deal. All I can see is that the machine is running. I cannot see even that. I cannot tell that by looking the Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. For some reason it's not updating. I couldn't connect to WinSCP. The only way to see that the machine is running just connecting to the machine by Vagrant SSH. I will say exit. Okay, my connection to the Vagrant box has been destroyed. I'm disconnected. Provisioning. Install Apache. Now I want to install Apache. In order to do that I can go to the machine and just say sudo apt get install Apache, which is a very good thing, but I have to describe this to each one of the developers. Instead of that I'm gonna do provisioning using bash shell. Other types of provisioning which we can use is Puppet or Chef, for example. This is what I'm talking. It's infrastructure as code. No, so I prefer to create the code instead of telling each one of the developers what to do. I'm gonna create a bootstrap bash shell script. Bootstrap shell script. Oops, made a mistake, but I'm gonna correct this right now. Shell script. Okay, come on. Here it is, the name. And each time we need to install something, instead of typing the commands into the VirtualBox, actually we're gonna use this file. Vagrant file. Okay, let me look at first this file. This is the content on the Bootstrap shell file according to the getting started tutorial. It's very simple. Shebang apt get update, apt get install -y Apache. After that, removing in the configuration file the line var www and making Vagrant the document root in the configuration of Apache. That's it. Now we have to change the Vagrant file and force Vagrant right now to use this file. Shell sudo apt get install my Apache shell here. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add a line. Come on, show it in a better format. I just cannot use this. Okay, whatever. Config provision bootstrap and let me come here and do this. Okay, so this is the line we have to add. Before we added only this line, and the rest it didn't matter. Actually, everything else is commented as we can see. Config provision shell path bootstrap sh, and I'm gonna run the virtual machine this way. Vagrant reload provision. Let me make sure that this is the command. Vagrant reload provision. Vagrant reload provision. Run this and Apache will be installed. We see all these messages passing by. Okay, everything has been installed, and probably I can say Vagrant sh now to connect to the virtual machine. Vagrant sh, and I will be able to connect to the virtual machine. Yes, voila, the virtual machine is running. Let me try again with no, WinSCP is not working. Anyway, I'll try a little bit later. Okay, at least we have the virtual machine running, and now on top of that we have Apache running here. We can try commands like this one or top, for example. Shift A, and hopefully we'll see here httpd somewhere. Init bash Apache. Here we go. Apache is running. Apache. Okay, Apache. But just to confirm that it's working, now what I'm gonna do is, come on, yep, color clear screen. Not found. Okay, whatever. ls-al. We can use vget, for example. I have one command here which we can use. This is again from the tutorial. Okay, so let's see if edit paste works. Yeah, it works. And voila, here we go. Here in the virtual machine we don't have a browser, so we use vget. It shows all the files in the document root of Apache, which is serving. In fact, those are the files. Vagrant file. Here we go. We see the word Vagrant file here, and probably the folder and this kind of stuff. Okay, but that's not that much fun. I want to see it in the browser in my host machine. In order to do that, we have to prepare our networking. Here we go, the networking. There are several ways actually to practice, actually to create this network. One of them, for example, is network address translation and port forwarding. Another one is bridge, which is gonna force the machine to show up as another real machine in my network. Probably I will try that as well. And I can make the machine be visible only from the host machine. Okay, right now I'm gonna use networking. Figbox check update false. Create for forwarded. Here we go. We are on the right place. So what I'm gonna do here is port forwarding, and I'm gonna say, even though I don't see it very well, come on, that's ridiculous. I hate when that happens, but this is what happens sometimes here. I'm gonna copy it from here. So config VM network forward port host. So if I type in the host 4567, the guest is gonna answer this port 4567 is gonna be forwarded to port 80 on the guest machine. Let me try that now. After having this, I have to reload again the machine. Let me say exit, and I'm gonna say Vagrant Reload. By the way, I want to mention again that all this sequence which I'm covering now can be found here at this address, and we are on the network right now, networking. So here we go. This is where the port 4567, the idea about this port comes from the tutorial. And after that I just have to type this, and I'm gonna see my guest machine. Okay, I can see here the forwarding 80 to 4567, 22 to 2222. Okay, on the host machine I have to type 4567 in order to reach port 80 on the guest machine, and the same way, when I type 2222 I get to port 22 on my guest machine. Okay, done. The machine is running. Let me try that. 127 the loop back 4567, and voila, Vagrant file bootstrap. Here we go. I see this folder, the content on this folder, which I see in my host, and I can see it of course in my guest operating system. I'm gonna say Vagrant sh. I just want to say that, I show that. Okay, so here we go. Who am I? Change directory, Vagrant ls minus al. Voila! The very same folder shown through the browser in the graphic environment of my host operating system and in my virtual machine in the console. Okay, I have full control. And that's not all. The fun continues. Share. Now I can share actually what I have in this folder worldwide, publicly. Let me try actually add a networking, and after that I'll work with sharing. Vagrant Networking, advanced configuration, blah 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 blah, basic usage, forward ports, private network, public network. Okay, let me look at the public network, because I just did the network forwarding, DHCP. The easiest way to use a public network is to allow the IP to be assigned to via DHCP. In this case, defining a public network, it's trivial, easy. Public network. Why don't I allow my DHCP server to assign a IP address to this VirtualBox? Wow, that's quite great. That's great, just great. Let me type my name here so I will know that I'm changing these things. And now create a private network. I don't need that. Create a public network. Okay, so I'm gonna say this: public network, and the IP address will be assigned by my router, which is just incredible. The number is gonna be something like in my router 192.168, oops, sorry, 1, and is gonna be number above 100, something like that. Let me see, I'm very curious. Now let me reload again my virtual machine. When DHCP is used, the IP can be determined by using Vagrant SSH to SSH into machine, and this is what we're gonna try now. So I'll try to allow my DHCP server to assign address. So I'll say Vagrant Reload, and after that I will determine my IP address, and I will do the same. I'm gonna reach this folder again, this URL again, using the port. Oh, what is that now? Vagrant. Oh, I'm in Vagrant already. So exit. I'm gonna say Vagrant Reload. It's absolutely fun. It's so much fun doing this. Okay, it's not doing provisioning again. This is what I noticed. I'm absolutely curious. So Vagrant SSH, and I'm gonna run ifconfig. This is the tool which allows me to see in the Unix boxes, in the Linux boxes, the IP addresses and all kind of stuff. Okay, I'm in. Who am I? pvd ifconfig. Okay, let me take a look here now. Link escaped. Wow. Internet address 192.168.100. Okay, let me try that. Let me try that, and I don't need the port anymore because there is no such thing. If I try now, it's not gonna work. Okay, so let me try this. 192.168. What was it? 100, as far as I remember. Yep, and voila, it works perfectly. So I can access actually this box from my Linux boxes on other machines. Let me try that just in a second. You won't see this, of course, but I'll try in my cluster to go to another machine and just access this one. Okay, you don't see that, but I try from my Linux box, which is in the same network, and I saw exactly the same, which is just great. I have a virtual machine which is attached like a real machine with a bridge to my router directly, and the router is assigning the IP addresses through DHCP protocol. Now, what if I want a static IP address? Right now, the address given to me was 9.168.100. What if I want a particular IP address which is under 100? I'll choose one IP address and I am gonna use it. DHCP assigned address, this one. Okay, I'm gonna comment this, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a static IP address. Config network public network IP address. That's very good number actually, and don't even have to change it as far as I remember. I have okay, I'm gonna change this only to 1. Okay, let me reload the machine again. Exit, oops, not this one. Exit, and I'm gonna say Vagrant Reload. Now, I will expect the machine to respond on this address. When I type this in the URL, for example, I want to get to this page. Yeah, now my machine is running, and this time I can access using this IP address. Let me try that on the same machine. and voila, success. So static IP address which is not assigned my DHCP server. I will try on my other machine in the network. Just works like a charm. On my other machines I can access this virtual machine typing this static IP address which hasn't been assigned by the DHCP server, but I hardly put it here in the file, so hard coded. Okay, and just for fun let's try the last option, which is actually accessing our virtual machine just for this computer, just from this computer, but nothing else. Okay, network forwarded port, and finally I'll leave this option. So we covered all of the options. The first one is network address translation and port forwarding. After that we use the DHCP server. We use the bridge with DHCP server, which assigns the IP address to the virtual machine, and after that a static IP address which is explicitly set. This was the second option, and the third one, which we're going to try right now, is the create a private network which allows host-only access to the machine using a specific IP address. This is what I'm going to try right now, and I'm going to confirm that I can access this machine just from the host but not from other computers in the network. Vagrant tutorial, I'm going to say now reload. Wow, it's running right now, and I'm expecting to be on port 192.168.3310. Okay, let me try that, and I should be able to access only from this machine. And voila! Yep, here we go. I will try on my other boxes. Not even a chance to reach it from other boxes. This is a private network, and it's accessible only from the host machine. Okay, this is the last option. Actually, I showed to you 4 different things. First, in which I'm gonna leave it, was the port forwarding. The second was with a bridge with a DHCP server, and after that we explicitly set a static IP address. And the fourth actually was a private network. Okay, I'm gonna reload now the machine again. See how easy it is to experiment with different things. It's just fun. Personally, I like the most probably the public IP addresses, because I can use these virtual machines like real machines in my network. Or network address translation also is not a very bad idea. Here we go, the machine is up and running again, but this time the port is 127.0.0.1 and the port is 4567. And I should get exact the same result. Oh, no. 127.0.0.1.4567. As far as I remember, 4567. Oh, okay. Okay, let me try again. This is exactly what we need. Config virtual forward port 4567 guest AT. Is the machine running? The default force provisioning. Phew. Vagrant SSH. Yeah. The reason why I didn't show up this page is because Apache wasn't up and running. It took a little bit time just to get working, so now everything works fine. This was the reason we didn't see the page. I just SSH to Vagrant SSH, and after that I ran top or ps minus AUX to see the processes which are running on the virtual machine, and I saw that Apache just started a little bit late. Vagrant SSH, voila. So now we can say, for example, top and see Apache running. Somewhere here should be Apache. Let me try it this way. Here we go. Apache, 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 Apache. So now it works. Exit, and something which is fun again, sharing whatever we have right now with the world. Just great thing. So if you don't have account on HashiCorp, Atlas hashicorp.com, you go and create yourself an account. After that, you just log in. Yeah, I'm in Vagrant here. Tutorial. Let me try this. Let me try this. Okay. So now I have to say Vagrant login, and I'm gonna use my username and password for HashiCorp, which I'm not gonna show right now. And after that, Vagrant login. After giving the right credentials, I will be logged in and I will be able to share. Here we go. It asks me for the username, which I'm gonna hide. After that, it's gonna ask me for the password. I'm gonna hide this as well, and after that, I'm gonna say just Vagrant share, and that's it. Okay, I have been logged in. You're now logged in. Okay, my username is Wingman. Not gonna hide that. And now all I have to do is just say Vagrant share. So simple. Vagrant. So simple, so much fun. I just cannot describe that. Working with Vagrant is really fun. A lot of fun. Wow, look at this. What did we get here? URL HTTP blah blah. It says that only the port 4567 will be actually used. Okay, let me put this URL here and let's see what happens. Here we go, here we go. So I can actually give this URL to some of my clients just to look at my project. Repulsive Kogar 4914.vagrantshare.com. Great. This is just great. And right now my website is accessible from every point of this planet, on this planet where we have internet. This is just incredible. And if I wanna stop that, I just press Ctrl C and that's it. Now if I try again, I will see that exiting due to interrupt. I'll see that this URL doesn't work anymore. I still can access it probably with the port, but here we go. Failed to connect to Vagrant Share. This share session expired a minute ago. You'll need to contact whoever shared it with you and ask for a new link. Confused? Learn more about blah blah. Okay. Interrupt. Let me see what happens now. So I still can access it through the alt URL, which is this one. So in my network, actually not in my network, but on the host, I can access it this way. It's a loopback. So on this computer, network address translation in this case works only on this computer, and all these combinations can be done. Actually, I can have a static addresses. I can allow the DHCP server to configure my the interface of my VirtualBox, or I can create a private network. Sure. What is next? Let me look at here. Teardown, Vagrant Suspend, Vagrant Halt, and Vagrant Destroy. Actually, if we want to stop the machine, we can just suspend it, saying Vagrant Suspend. This should happen very quickly. Vagrant Suspend. And after that I should say only Vagrant up and the machine will be up again. Okay, the machine has been suspended. Let me try to access again. I'll see that nothing happens. Vagrant up again. Should happen within seconds. The hard drive of my virtual machine is preserved. Nothing has been lost. And it should be very fast. Vagrant Half is like cold stop of the machine, and Vagrant Destroy is gonna destroy entirely the machine here. Bringing machine default up. Okay, let me try again to access my machine. Probably the Apache will be up and running. Yep. The next thing which I can do is Vagrant Halt. It's like stopping the machine. It should take a little bit longer to stop, and it should take a little bit longer to get it up again. But the hard drive is still preserved. Okay, the machine has been halted. Right now, halted. Let me try and see what happens. It doesn't work. Vagrant up. Should happen pretty quickly. Okay, the machine is up and running relatively quickly. Not yet, not yet. So Apache is not running. Vagrant SH. Okay. ls -cl. I still don't see Apache. Apache will run just in a second, probably, I believe. Apache is still not running. Apache will run very soon. We'll see Apache soon here in the list, and in this case this is gonna work. It's not working yet. Not yet. Okay. It took actually 2-3 minutes until Apache is running. Now everything works. Okay. This was with Halt, and finally we can say Vagrant Destroy. Machine will be totally destroyed. Everything will be destroyed. The hard drive will be destroyed. So whatever you have on the hard drive on the virtual machine will be gone. As of course the shared folder, Vagrant will stay. It's not a problem. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, the machine has been destroyed. Let me look into the folder. Vagrant, Bootstrap, Machines, Default, VirtualBox. I'm curious to see if Apache is going to run right now on the virtual machine when I say Vagrant up, because we have provisioning. I'm curious to see if the provisioning is going to work right now. Vagrant up. Look at this, actually. Apache also gets installed. Provisioning is done. So I expect Apache to run. Here we see the Apache, npm, worker, Apache, and the libraries, dependencies of Apache. Without saying anything, without saying minus, for example, minus provision or something, as we can see, everything is up and running. I can say now Vagrant SSH, and I will be in. A lot of fun, a lot. And after that I can refresh the page. Again, disposable development environment, disposable infrastructure, infrastructure as code, just a dream. Incredible. Let me see if Apache is here. It's up and running. I don't see it yet. Let me try. It's running again. So thank you about that. Thank you about watching this tutorial. I hope maybe it's of help for somebody else, not only for myself. This is the rebuild after destroying providers. Vagrant app provider VMware Fusion, Vagrant app provider equals Amazon Web Services. So what we did is a quick installation quick start. Actually, after installation, you go to the Vagrant site, you download it, the executable, you install it, the installer Oracle VirtualBox needs to be installed, and after that you go to your console command prompt and you type Vagrant init and you mention the package, the box which you want to install. In this case, I'm installing HashiCorp Precise, Vagrant Up, Vagrant SSH, Vagrant Destroy, and that's it. Project setup, if you don't start with mentioning actually the box which you want to be installed, you have to do it manually. You have to create the Vagrant file and after that make some corrections. Vagrant box added actually allows us to download the boxes but not to install them in a certain project using a box Vagrant file. Finding more boxes, this is the URL where you can find a lot of boxes. The community is adding boxes. Here you go and register yourself as well, so you can after that share your project. Vagrant Up, Vagrant SSH, Vagrant Destroy. We said that actually the folder of the project is shared. You can see it in the virtual machine, you can see it in the guest and in the host operating system. Installing Apache, you do this through a bash script, or you can use Puppet or Chef. Provision, Vagrant Reload minus provision, and the Apache gets installed. Networking, I showed to you a lot of options. One of the network address translation, which I'm using right now with the port. Another one is with static port, explicitly hard-coded into the Vagrant file. Another one is with allowing the DB server to assign a IP address, and the third one is a private network inside of the host only. Sharing, you just have to log in, Vagrant login, and after that Vagrant share, and that's it. You get one URL which you can share with co-workers, clients, whatever. They can see the progress of your which you're doing. Teardown, Vagrant Suspend, Vagrant Halt, Vagrant Destroy, and rebuild after Vagrant Destroy, just Vagrant Up, and that's it. You can use not only Oracle VirtualBox, but you can use VMware and Amazon Web Services. Again, thank you for watching and see you soon.